Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Naruba channel. We are about to watch Landmark and Asmongold talking about Escape of Tarkov. To people who come and watch my videos, my streams, you know I've been streaming Escape of Tarkov from 2017. I've been EOD purchaser. I purchased this game at 2017. I had Age of Darkness. Recently, I had purchased this new edition of a game to try it out for PvE content, which I'm gonna talk before I'm gonna let whole entire video with Landmark and Asmongold play out. And I kind of took back seat on Escape of Tarkov because I was getting burned out. But I was about to go in back on Tarkov, and today was my first day back to Tarkov because it was new PVE. Where it finally was released, we able to play it. And here's my takes on that PVE stuff completely about Escape of Tarkov for you guys. So if you have a hard time against players, you really should consider purchasing it. I know it might be expensive on your side, but here's the good things about it. You keep in your hideout, you keep in your progression, you don't lose your money, you don't waste time grinding. What consistently were turning me off from this game because I just wasn't fan of wipes. All I could do in my wipe is just max out traders, and I never achieved Shooter Born in Heaven. I never saw Lightkeeper. I never able to get to that end game content in my life because by the time I reach where I either so frustrated and I'm so over that wipe I just quit playing it. But you also might know me as a Dead by Daylight creator, and I mostly my main streams are about Dead by Daylight. And since release of PvE, I've been able to play with PvE more often. I feel like I can focus myself more back on Escape of Tarkov and find a ground where I can do shooter games and actually do shooter content and not worrying dying to cheaters or not worrying dying to people who have more hours, more understanding of mechanic, more understanding of a maps of this game. Because this is all matters at the end of the day. For me, this addition of a game is breathe of fresh air because I'm not competitive shooter guy. I am more relaxed and chill stream person. So if you ever been on my streams, you're well aware. It's just come, stop by, hang out, just chill. Have fun, it's a small community on my stream. It's I always respond to people, and this is a way how my channel usually grow because people know I take each and single person and spend time with them and make sure every question is answered. Or I try to figure out the answer for you, or I try to help you in any way it's possible. Just to people who are upset on people who bought this DLC, I just want to tell you guys, people who like me who bought that DLC, just we want to try this new DLC. We are content creators who invest in our money to try to create a content out of this new DLC. So I understand I might wasting your time. I'm sure you wanna hear from Landmark, from Asmongold, but just if you wanna attack anybody and tell how unhappy you are, go ahead and tag BSG and Escape of Tarkov, who made this stupid DLC. We should not made this DLC in the first place. To people who try to stream with DLC, guys, please, I ask you to be nice to these people. Do not show your toxicity to them. We are just trying to make a content. We are passionate YouTubers, and please try to be supportive to the people. I just asking you to be nice to everybody. If you want to come and rage on my chat, hey, what the hell you doing? Why are you wasting your money on that? It was my own decision, what I made in order to grow my channel. I invested my money in growing my channel by buying some DLC from a game what I love, and I spent hundreds of thousands of hours on the game. I probably spent 2,000 hours on Escape of Tarkov, and I bought it 2017. I pretty much paid off my investment on that game long time ago. Like, it's like I bought it for, I don't know, $100, whatever, $150, doesn't matter. It was 2017. It's already 5 years time. If you think how much money I spent there, it's amount of hours of entertainment it gave me. It just gave me so many hours of entertainment. Like, if I go on the movies and I'm in Canada, BC, if I spent $20-$30 just for 2 hours of movies, and if I buy snacks and stuff like that, I probably gonna spend like $50-$60 altogether on the movies. Just think about that second. 2 or 3 hours of entertainment for $60. Or I spent 2,000 hours in this game, and I spent $150 on this game, plus additional whatever people paying right now. I think it's a good price for my money, what I spent. And thanks to that, I gain a lot of subs from YouTube. I gain a lot of valuable community, people who come and support me. Thank you to everybody who gonna watch this interview with Asman and Landmark. I'm gonna shut up and let whole video play out, and I'm gonna go on the background. I'm gonna remove my camera. We're just gonna watch whole video together, and I hope you enjoy the video. And I say my piece here, and just let's react to Landmark and Asmongold. Let's go and escape from Tarkov. Subscribe and like a video.
Okay, here we go. This is the Escape from Tarkov situation. Now, a lot of people have wanted me to talk about this. So, Escape from Tarkov, my understanding is that it is a video game. And it is, in fact, a video game that has a lot of very, very, very hardcore players. Before I do this, they put a video out on Twitter. This is the video that has caused all of the problems, right? Yes. Did they escape? I think some people will escape after this change. Yes. Escape from Tarkov, the Unheard Edition trailer. Here we go. Ooh. Ooh. Ooh, wow, look at this. Oh my god. It's a guy with a gun. Uh-huh. The Unheard Edition. Okay. Co-op PvE mode. Okay, cool. No wipes. Okay. Uh-huh. Mark of the Unheard. Unique melee weapon, unique armband. A unique armband? Okay. Additionally, this seems all good. Okay. So why is this bad? Let's read it. Let's read it. Let's read it. Because I don't understand. Is 250... No, it's not. No, it's not. It's not $250. It is? Where is it? Where is it? I want to pull it up right now. I'll pull it up right now. I want to see it. Oh! What? Why? So this is a copy pasta they keep posting. Since 2016, players have supported the developers by purchasing the highest edition of the game. For 8 years, we've been recommending this game to friends, bringing more and more players into the community. And what was the developers' response? They've blown us off, refused to comment, and only encourage those who have lost all respect for themselves and continue to pour money in. I personally had high hopes for Tarkov. In my eyes, it was a high-quality, most ambitious project in this entire market. This is unacceptable. This is selfish. This is disrespectful. You've disgraced yourselves completely. You've lost loyal players. You've betrayed the idea. And it's disgusting. To everyone who feels the same way, do not be silent. Spam, make memes, spread the word wherever it's relevant. This cannot be tolerated. Since 2016, players have supported the developers by purchasing the highest... That's the same message. It's a copy-paste. Okay. Yeah, right. I see how that happened, right. Okay. So, currently, the official Tarkov Discord server, people are spamming this copy-paste and angry response to what Tarkov did. For context, those willing to play Tarkov, Tarkov is a seasonal multiplayer extract shooter that has the base price of $59 USD, so $60. Different pay-to-win bundles ranging from $79 to $159. The bundle includes extra starter content, inventory space the normal player would spend weeks to grind for each season. Also has exclusive content such as gold game tag. Because Tarkov does not have other in-game purchases other than the heavily priced bundle, players were okay with it, and thanks to Tarkov's unique gameplay, the game gained a lot of popularity in the last few years. Nearly every Tarkov gamer that I know of has purchased the $150 bundle. I actually bought it myself. I played one game, then I quit because I died. I killed a guy, and then I was like bleeding, and I ran away, and I died from bleeding. And I was like, I don't want to figure this out. And so I quit playing after I bought the $150 bundle. Tarkov also had no competitor. All similar contenders died one after another. The surviving Tarkov competitors that I can think of right now are a Chinese copy from Tencent and NetEase and Call of Duty's DMZ. However, Tarkov discontinued their most expensive Edge of Darkness bundle. Oh! So it's not even it's not even the case of they added this into the game. They took away the existing thing, and now they're adding this instead. So it's like if people are already buying $150, why not make them spend $250? I can see the logic there, because if you look at $250 versus $150, you get $100 more if you charge $250, right? So like, I mean, you put 2 on top of 2 there, that's $100 fucking dollars. So yeah, I can see where they were going with this. Yeah, I mean, they should have made it $1,000, honestly. It would have made way more money. Anyway, Tarkov discontinued this, and Unheard bundle. The bundle includes more pay-to-win content. Oh, more pay-to-win content. Extra pocket slot. Increased start level of your character, increased stash space, and even higher starting reputation with traders. Exclusive single-player mode that does not wipe each season. Exclusive hideout zone and even signal transmitter to communicate with other players in-game. Faster insurance pay speed, more sell slot on in-game market, and 50% discount on an in-game. That's a lot of money. A unique melee weapon that's a $70. It's a $7 Unity store asset flip. AI will not shoot you beyond 60 meters after reaching max reputation with fence. Oh, okay. Unlike the $150 pay-to-win version, many of these are completely exclusive and are fairly OP in such a tactical seasonal multiplayer shooter game. Players and streamers are mocking this game. Oh my god. Basically free PR for any Tarkov competitor. So, don't forget the completely unoriginal bought assets and items. Wait, what is this? Surely you guys didn't buy the knife off Kuriki off the asset store. Wait. One, two, three, four, five. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3. 1. Okay, what about this right here? Okay. What about this like different color of the blade? Okay, I think they changed the blade, guys. So this is different. If you look at this right here, this blade looks to be more worn, and this one is brand new. Oh, it's the lighting? Oh, the pricing or content isn't the issue? Okay. What is the issue? Pull me up. All right, you're gonna waste our fucking time with this shit. No. You want your attention? You're getting it right now. You are getting attention at this very moment. The asset flip thing was debunked. That knife exists in real life. We have compared to models. They are different meshes. Okay, so this has been debunked. Okay, guys? It has been debunked by Reddit. It is just simply a existing knife that is being used as a reference. So logically, two things that are referencing the same thing would look the same. Yep, there it is. Reddit has debunked a lot of things. They've debunked atheism. They've debunked America. They've debunked this knife. What else? They've debunked, like, I think a few people that were, like, shooters and stuff like that. I mean, this is, yeah, they've debunked God. Yeah, I mean, trust me, this knife is just child's play, okay? So, what do you want? What do you want? What do you want, man? Like, you typing this shit. Come on. Can we get this started? Let's go. The reason for the anger is because this is a $150 thing. Had exclusive items promised along with free access to all future DLCs, which they are with new additions and features and game modes. Claim they are not. Wait. I was mentally AFK while I was reading that. I'm gonna read it again. So what you're saying is that whenever you bought the $150 version, you were effectively getting like a forever stamp, right? For like the stamps that never go out of date, or like you're getting a gold card, and it's like, this will always be relevant, this will always be valid. And now they said your gold card, it's actually silver. Is that accurate? That's a real cock in the ass, I'll tell you that. You don't see that kind of stuff every day. That's bad. They're still saying it's okay to charge $250 for this version as long as they give the people who bought a $150 version the $250 version, which they are not. So wouldn't that literally be false advertising? Landmark is down to explain. Landmark. Do I know Landmark? Is he I apologize. I'm not sure if I recognize the name. Is he one of the guys that knows his shit about this? He is?
Yo, what's going on, man?
Not much. Interesting day, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a shitstorm.
What the fuck is going on?
I've been asking that all day. Not what we expected to wake up to. They they said yesterday they were going to drop a patch and they were going to put the game down for 6 hours.
Yeah.
And then we wake up and like it's this whole shitstorm. We're expecting like a big update and we get this.
So it's not only that the community was not expecting this, but they were actually expecting to have legitimate content that wasn't $250.
They did a little bit, yeah, but we knew that there was some new edition of the game coming, so to replace the Edge of Darkness edition, but we didn't think it was going to be this.
So there's a lot of different people saying a few conflicting things. So the first thing I was curious about, do people really in the community genuinely support the game that much that they buy the $150 Edge of Darkness edition?
Yes.
Is this like, so this is like, it's like PoE kind of.
It is largely, I probably see more people in game with the $150 edition than without it. Yes.
And so like, because I feel like Tarkov has like they have one of the most dedicated communities because of how hardcore the game is. Like, I've only played it for probably less than 20 minutes, so, like, I don't really understand it very well. I've watched other people play it, though, and it seems incredibly in-depth. It's like one of those games where you can put, I'm assuming, probably 2,000-3,000 hours into the game and still have more things to learn. Is that pretty accurate?
I've got, like, 15,000 hours in it.
Holy shit.
Yeah. It's also something that no other game replicates, so there's not really an alternative. If you want this type of experience, this is really, at least currently, the only option.
Yeah, I mean, like Dark and Darker, right? But like that's just such a different dynamic, and that's
but it's not
shooter, right? It's
not
a shooter. It's not the same thing.
It's not a realistic take. Like Tarkov it's real items, real guns, the attachments, the scopes, all that is all real stuff. So people that are into, I want to build a real gun and have a real loadout where everything is, true to life.
Yeah.
There's nothing else that does that.
Yeah, Tarkov gives you like a more authentic experience, and I think it has like that extra level of realism, so people feel like they're having as close to an authentic experience as possible. Is that basically it?
Like if you mod a gun out in Tarkov, it's like you could go out and buy that actual gun and make it
theoretically.
It's like
it is. Yeah. So, are people mad about the $250 price? Or are they just mad about the fact that, so like apparently whenever you bought the $150 version, you effectively got what was a lifetime membership to any future DLC, and now they're going back on that?
Seemingly. So I think it's twofold. I think one, $250 price tag is off-putting to people.
Yeah.
Right? It's a lot of money. $150 was already... That was already a lot, and then slapping an extra hundo on it is, it's a price shock, but it's also the stuff that's included in it. Yeah, partially because we're borderline pay to win with some of the stuff, and also because there's, they say it's not DLC, but there's DLC included in there that was promised with the original edition of the game that we won't get access to.
So there was DLC that was promised, and that DLC is like, for example, the single player mode, the extra hideout zone, and those things. Like, would those, is that what you're considering DLC?
So I can read directly from when you bought this edition of the game.
Yeah.
It says free access to all subsequent DLC, and they call that the season pass, such as Escape from Tarkov Arena. So we're promised getting all of the subsequent DLC added to the game for free if you bought the expensive edition.
So can I just real quick, the Escape from Tarkov Arena, my understanding is that that's a separate version of Tarkov, kind of like how Call of Duty has Warzone?
Yes, they're supposed to be linked together at some point in the future. Yeah. But okay, so this is getting into an interesting thing that we noticed on stream today. So originally, I have an archived webpage of their website describing the Edge of Darkness edition when you buy it, and it says included in the edition, free access to all subsequent DLC (parentheses season pass) such as Escape from Tarkov Arena.
So they are categorizing DLC as alternate modes of the game.
Yes, but that, like, I read that exact description on the webpage today.
Yeah.
And then soon after, the page was updated and they removed the part that says such as Escape from Tarkov Arena. And it now just says free access to all subsequent DLC, parentheses, season pass.
Could you link me that thing so I could just see it?
Yes. Yep.
That's crazy. Have the devs commented on that at all?
No, and it was something we looked at the page live, and then we went back, and we noticed it was changed. So we pulled up an archived version of it.
Okay, I'm trying to load it right now.
And they also edited it. It might be getting blown up. They edited some other pages as well live. That we picked up on, but this was like the main one because it references the DLC.
So yeah, I see it right here. It's in the first paragraph, and it says, in addition, such as the case of Edge of Darkness Limited Edition, access to co-op mode and free access, and all subsequent DLC. And this is the official website right now. And it does says, then next it says, when you improve the pre-order version, all current progress. So it's like something else. And this is the web archive, and this archive is from
today.
Wow. Okay.
April
so yeah, I'm
25th.
looking at,
I literally on my stream I was reading the archived like live on their website, and then we went back and it was changed.
So it says right here, such as Escape from Tarkov Arena. There it is.
And then also, if you notice, the archived version says unique secured container, and the live version removes the word unique because the container that you got in the Edge of Darkness edition is also in the new $250 edition. Allegedly.
It's
So they went and they specifically like amended the word unique from the description.
Yeah, it says secure container on the official site right now, and then before it said unique secure container.
Yes.
That's
I
really
I think a lot of people would take the word unique to mean, unique to this edition of the game. You can only get it if you buy this edition.
Right, yeah. And of course, obviously it was people were led to believe that. And unique meant something, and now it clearly doesn't. That's why it's been removed.
And if you scroll up on the live page as well, the date is still from 2022. So they also didn't note that this was changed.
So there's no update. I see. So they just went in and just edited the web page and then took this out.
Yeah, I guess that's what happened.
I mean, I don't know what else it could have been. So why do you think they're doing this now? Because this seems so surprising, because like Tarkov is one of those games, they have such a dedicated community. Like I've seen, like some streamers streaming Tarkov, like for the, obviously you guys have like a lot of like really good drops. And so I'll see people popping off. Like Tarkov has such a great community that seems like super engaged. Why would they do this?
That is what I've been saying the same thing all day.
Yeah.
It's a game with a dedicated community, like crazy fans and people, they're willing to spend money on it. And it just seems so odd to me that this is how they choose to further monetize the game. And like, I get it. They have people like me that we've been playing the game for years.
Right.
And, maybe they feel like they want to get some, recurring revenue out of players or further monetize it to make money, whatever. I'm totally fine with that. I get it. You're a business. You want to make money. I'm all good with that. But this just isn't the way to do it. There's so many other ways and examples in games where they monetize things fairly with good cosmetics and so forth. And this just seems like all the wrong ways to do this.
Are there cosmetics that you can purchase in Escape from Tarkov for real money?
They have recently been adding those. Some of them, I think probably all of them, don't quote me on this, are unlockable through the game, through like quests. Some of them challenging or like really end game quests, some of them not, but you can buy cosmetics in the game currently. And these are all recently added.
How has the community responded?
They're not like...
How have people responded to that?
I don't think people really minded.
Nobody really gives a shit.
It wasn't like a big like, oh my god, I have to buy that skin type of thing.
Right.
But there's no like weapon camos.
It's not like a ghillie suit.
Yeah, it's not like that, and all of it is stuff that's been in the game for a while that you could have unlocked, or some new things that are unlockable regardless. But they're not like crazy over the top skins that people are gonna lose their mind over and want to buy.
So let me get this fucking straight. So these fucks have a community that will give them $150 for a game and not complain about microtransactions, and they still want to increase it?
Yeah.
That's crazy to me. It's like, I mean, at a certain point, aren't you killing the golden goose?
Yeah, I mean,
wow.
That's what I was saying too. It's like why put in, like, even without the controversy of this is DLC or it's not DLC and it should be included in this edition, like why not take the model where you make free content for the game, or it's not even free because you paid for it, but you add content to the game, keep people playing, and give them good, like, cosmetic stuff to buy, the weapon skins, character skins. There's like voice lines in the game that you can yell at people in game, and I was like, add some cool, funny voice packs to buy and yell obscenities at people in the game. And make it fun, and like people would pay money for that. They would love it. It'd be fun. Make content out of it, you know?
Yeah, so it's like a Fortnite dance or something silly like that that doesn't really have like a real effect on gameplay.
Yeah, and they're just like, they choose to add like additional starting items when you start the wipe, and you know, they have this PvE game mode now, and like
So a player that buys the $250 the $250 version has a unique competitive advantage against a player who does not buy that version. Is that correct?
It's a little bit more nuanced than that, because it's a weird game where like it's not like I have better gear than you, I win.
Sure.
You know, anyone can kill anyone with one bullet from even the worst gun in the game. You'd be wearing all the best gear in the game and die instantly to somebody with the absolute worst gun, worst ammo.
Sure.
But you definitely have an advantage in your starting items at the beginning of a stash. And now there are some permanent things that you can get larger pockets and a larger secure container so you can hold more stuff, or, you know, they're not huge gameplay advantages, but arguably they're getting into the pay to win aspect. And they also have the new thing, I think you read it, where the scavs won't shoot at you from a certain distance.
If you are maxed out reputation with defense.
And then there's another thing that they're going to be adding, which we don't know if it's going to be in like the PvP aspect of the game or just the PvE mode, but something where if you're getting in a fight, you can call people from your friends list to join your raid and help you out. So you can assemble the fucking Avengers.
Yeah, sure.
While you're playing and all your boys come. We don't know if that's going to be in the PvP mode. It hasn't been confirmed, or they didn't detail it out, but it's just stuff like that where we don't want that, you know?
So I guess, yeah, I mean, that would completely ruin the game. I would say if you can just randomly summon in 3 guys to help you kill somebody.
That would potentially suck. Yeah, we don't know how that's going to work yet, so I can't say one way or another, but it's just the fact that we even have to, you know, question that and be like, hey, does this work in this mode? Is this what you guys are doing?
I mean, when they're literally changing the sales clauses inside of the upgrade page without even mentioning that, like, it's very dishonest to say that, you know, this is from 2022 and not even address this at all, that it was an update. It is dishonest.
The weird thing too is that this edition of the game isn't sold anymore. So why are they going in and changing wording for an edition that they've stopped selling too?
Right.
Why did you feel the need to go in there and even change that?
I think probably so. I mean, there's a good chance that maybe they thought that if they did it quickly without saying it, that then people would think that it was just a Mandela effect and it didn't actually happen. Like play some kind of fucking weird gaslight shit. That's not going to work on the internet. I don't know who would believe to do that, but I don't know.
It's just strange to me. Like, it's not even an edition that they're selling anymore. So why are we changing the wording of it from a 2-year-old post from something that's not even for sale?
Yeah, this is really weird. And
it
so
is weird.
Oh, go ahead.
I don't know who's, like, if it's some rogue employee that's editing the web page, or, you know, it's hard. I don't want to point any fingers or draw conclusions.
Well, it just happened. I mean, we don't know who did it. I mean, it's
just looking at it, like we noticed it, and I was like, hold on, there's no way they just changed that. Somebody
says that they made tweets and doubled down on it. Is that true?
Yeah. So when people were saying the whole, we were promised all DLC, and now you're adding DLC that we're not getting.
Right.
They went out and they said, nope, this is not this is only a thing for the new edition. If you have the previous Edge of Darkness edition, you're not going to get this new PvE mode. You have to buy the $250 edition or spend the $150 or $100 difference to upgrade it to get access to this.
So, and this is the tweet where they say PvE mode is a unique feature which is available only to the owners of the Unheard Edition. We will keep you updated on new features. And then it's not a unique feature; it's a DLC that can be purchased for an edition.
Yeah. So in Discord, the community, the lead community manager, he said verbatim, and they're a Russian company, so their English is always a little bit.
It'll be a little bit off.
Broken.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. So he said, it ain't DLC. It's it's a unique feature of the new edition added, and then also further said, DLC means additional downloadable content. PvE is a feature and game mode. Just because you all want it to become a DLC, it wouldn't mean it is one. It's featured game mode for the new edition of the game. So
I bet that didn't go over very well. Did it?
No. Their Discord is on fire. It's just constant. It's been constant spam for hours.
I feel like it is kind of funny because the odds are, yes, maybe they don't understand English quite all that well. So they say it's not DLC, and then they just literally define DLC.
Yeah,
that's basically what happened.
It's like, the thing is too, this is an early access game.
Yeah.
So it's not, and even when you go and buy the game on their website, it doesn't say instant access to the game. It says you will get instant access to the closed beta. Mm-hmm. So they're literally defining it as a work in progress, incomplete beta version of what will soon be a final product.
Right.
And they're making additional content for the game and putting it for sale for an additional price before they've made or fulfilled their promise of making and completing the game, which to me is just like really off-putting.
Well, yeah. I mean, yeah. I could see how anybody would believe that. It's ridiculous.
Yeah. It's like,
go ahead.
No, it's just so strange to me. Like, you would think you would at least fulfill your promise to complete the game with all the promised features. And then, if you have additional stuff to add, you'd add it then.
It's like you're adding extra stuff whenever you haven't even finished doing what you said you were going to do, what everybody has invested money into.
With maybe money that people gave you to create the game, right?
Well, they did.
Yeah,
I mean, 100% they
money
did.
to make the game that you promised, and then you're trying to charge them for something that you're building with their money that they're not getting for the original product.
That is incredible. How does the community feel about like what seems to be an encroachingly more pay-to-win system?
We always like the original Edge of Darkness edition.
Yeah.
It already tiptoed the line of, some people would argue it had pay-to-win aspects. It wasn't like overtly pay-to-win by any means, but it was kind of getting there. Like, well,
it's an advantage though, right? And it's a unique advantage. Okay.
There's some sort of advantage for sure. People called it pay for convenience, not pay to win.
Okay, so it's pay to win then.
Yeah, I could see people's argument there. You wouldn't get like a direct, if I'm in a gunfight with another person in the game, like would having the better edition make you win? Probably not, but still. It was getting on a slippery slope, and now it feels like we've just fucking dove off the cliff.
Jumped off the cliff, exactly. Yeah. That is incredible. So has anything like this ever happened? Because I feel like the last, like Escape from Tarkov, I mean, there was like the whole Wiggle thing, right? With like the cheating scandal. And before that, I feel like things have been pretty much smooth sailing. So have they ever had like a big controversy like this before?
No.
Wow.
I mean, until recently, you could only buy, there were like 2 or 3 editions of the game for sale. They never changed. They were always available. They recently removed the Edge of Darkness edition, started adding some microtransactions, and then they said they would be adding a new, better version of the game, and they dropped this morning.
And speaking about new, better versions...
they're actually... No, I lied. There was a controversy when they released the Escape from Tarkov Arena. So everyone that had Edge of Darkness was supposed to get access to Arena. And when they initially released the game, they did it in waves. So, I mean, you know, it makes sense. You don't want to throw everyone into the game at once and
probably
blow
for
up the
server
servers.
Reasons. Yeah.
And then people are mad. But what they were doing, allegedly, was if you were buying... If you had EOD, you wouldn't get access right away. You'd be waiting in one of the waves. But people that bought the game straight up, like Arena, paid the price for it on a separate account, would get immediate access.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, so, I can easily see that. Yeah.
There were people buying it, getting in right away, and the people that maybe bought the game 6 years ago, dropped the 150, they were waiting.
And how much was Arena whenever it came out?
I think it was $30, $35, right?
Okay, well, it was at least not $70, but still, I mean, $30 is a lot of money for a lot of people.
Yeah, sure. But it was also just the fact that you had dedicated people that were supporting the game for years. Yeah. And then they were sitting around not getting access, waiting. And it's like, oh, well, if you pay us money, we'll let you in right away.
Yeah, no, it's obviously a scam. And I could imagine, like, I mean, if you spent the money... and they told you were going to get this, and then somebody else spends more money, and they get it faster than you do, I think that's kind of a fucking scam. I mean, it's not even a question. Yeah.
It sucks, you know? That was a big problem. I felt terrible hearing about that.
Oh, no doubt. I mean, that's astonishing. And I think especially, like, you know, as a streamer, right? I mean, you probably have disposable income to buy something like this, but for some people, $30 is a good amount of money. And if you've already spent $150, which is like almost the price of like maybe like a last-gen console even, or like a TV, you would expect to not be a second-class citizen, effectively, which is what that creates.
Yeah, and again, it's not even, regardless of how much money the game was, like, as an early supporter, someone that, like, you know, we're talking, this game's been out for a long time, so, like, 6-7 years ago even, you might have supported this game early on, and they're kind of just like, well, we already got your money, we don't need to please you.
And people evangelize the game, too.
We'll give you access later, like, you know, the people that pay money are more important now.
Exactly. No, yeah. And also it's like people evangelize the game. Like I have a lot of people that have wanted me to play Escape from Tarkov. They've been trying to push me to play it. And like all of those people are pushing that. And by doing that, they are trying to advertise and promote the game. So it's crazy to just like take all of that goodwill and then make somebody pay $30 extra for it. It's like such a, like, I mean, personally, I would assume that you probably wouldn't want to sell it until you have your existing players that are playing the game. But I feel like if you do something like that, it's got to be on purpose.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, don't attribute to malice what could be attributed to incompetence, right?
Yes. There it is, yeah.
You know?
No, you're right. You're very right.
You know, I don't want to think the worst. It's just, it just feels so wrong trying to, like, get money out of people this way.
Yeah, it's kind of a bait and switch, at least a little bit.
And what sucks is, honestly, the game, it's a good game, you know? It does something that no other game does. Like, you won't play another game.
I mean, Call of Duty's been trying to do it, right? Like, if Call of Duty can't do it, it's probably pretty fucking hard to do.
100%. Like, what they've done with the game is great. They've done a good job of building out the features and adding to it over time. And you don't get the experience of this game anywhere else. And it sucks that, like, this is how, you know, people are going to be treated, or that people feel they're being treated in a game that's honestly very good.
I definitely understand that. I see that very, very well. I mean, I know, like, for a while, there have been a lot of instances where, like, you know, that needle was moved a little bit more, where it's like, okay, there's a little bit more pay to win, and, oh, you have to pay a little bit more for this. And, you know, I think it's been happening with gaming in general, right? So it's like, people see this happening with things like, you know, Suicide Squad, or that Star Wars game, or like some of these other, like Diablo 4, right? And they have like these crazy microtransactions, and it's like, you know, you can imagine the people from Escape from Tarkov probably are like, okay, well, we're safe. We're just in our own little bubble. And now, you know, the bubble's burst and you've got to deal with the same shit that everybody else does.
Yeah. And you know, I get it. Making games is tough.
Sure.
It's a big risk to try and, you know, come out and develop something like this, a big undertaking. There's a lot of money involved, there's expenses, and also just get the aspect of, you know, you build a big brand and an IP, and I don't think there's anything wrong with trying to profit off of that, right? Like you're a business, they're there to make money. These guys have put in tons of work, they've sacrificed a lot, they've taken risks. They should be rewarded for it, but this just isn't the way to do it, you know?
It just sounds awful, right? And it's like, again, there's really no upside for the customer. And I think that's one thing. It's like, it's the same with streaming. It's the same with anything else, like a movie, a TV show. It's like your business model is not an excuse for creating a bad customer experience.
Right. And there are plenty of opportunities in this game to like fairly monetize it and add like content or, you know, skins, cosmetics, whatever it is that people would genuinely be happy to spend money on.
Right.
Which is the weird part. Like there's so many different ways they could have done this. And I'm sure without me just thinking today, they could have come up with some really creative stuff. And it's just like, it feels like this was just like a cop out. Like, oh, we're going to charge $150, add in some easy stuff just because we can, you know?
So they also made a tweet too about shitting on another game, this Arena Breakout. And what the so is this another, what is this?
Okay, so glad you brought this up. Yeah. So Arena Breakout was kind of like, I'll say Tarkov clone, quote unquote.
Sure.
On mobile, right? On mobile. So it's basically, you could play it on your phone. It was an extraction looter shooter. It had all the same features. You go in raids, get loot, customize your guns, do quests, yada, yada. A couple days ago, they announced Arena Breakout Infinite, which is their PC version of it.
So now it directly competes with Tarkov.
They're trying, I mean, evident by their tweets, they're coming after Tarkov. Like they want to capture the players of this game or people interested in the game. It's going to be free to play on Steam. So they started tweeting out a bunch of stuff. Let me pull up one of them so I could actually read it.
Okay. So they're basically, this is a big opportunity for them to like capitalize on Tarkov fucking up.
They literally announced it a couple days ago, and they have a beta coming out like next month. So they're like, all right, dude, this is perfect timing. Let's get the PR guys on this, get the tweets out. So they dropped like a gameplay trailer today to show it off. They said literally verbatim, we will never scam our players and our game will always be free, right before they dropped the trailer for it. And then they also later, let me find the tweet. They said, taking in all the homeless shooter looters.
Yeah,
Wave goodbye to Tarkov. We're here to welcome you. And then that
is so fucking shameless. Oh my God.
I mean, you know, I get it.
Yeah. Wow.
Oh, so their Battlestate Games, who makes Tarkov, their response to this, they like quote tweeted it basically.
Yeah.
Their response was they took a screenshot of the tweet and they said, have a nice 20-minute adventure in the blatant plagiarist game In and Out. So their response to this whole thing, they're like, all right, our players are upset at us for dropping this DLC. Like the DLC that's not DLC, the $250 game edition. And their response, everyone's mad at us and this other game is, you know, trying to be a competitor. Let's tell our players, have a nice 20-minute adventure, like go F yourself.
Yeah, exactly.
Like,
okay,
you know, it's just,
and they're even saying, they're calling blatant plagiarist game In and Out. Oh boy.
Just like double, triple down on it. Like you would think, you know, maybe, all right, let's take a step back. Everyone's mad at us. Let's think about what's going on.
It's like, is this really, do you really need to fire off a Yas Queen tweet about like some mobile game competitor whenever you're in the middle of a controversy that people think they're getting scammed
It's not even gonna be a mobile. This is gonna be a PC version of the game. So it'll be, I think it's a dedicated PC version, like directly coming after them. But you would just think, you know, they're like, all right, people are mad at us. This other game is taking shots at us. Let's take a step back. let's maybe come up with some response to address people's concerns. You know, maybe we'll say, hey, we realize
we're
that
looking into this. We hear you.
Yeah, just even something like, not even to make like a big statement, we're reverting something. Just say, hey, we hear you. We're currently, you know, we're gonna have some discussions, and we hear you. We're gonna think about it. Not even that. They're just like, you know, let's get on Twitter and fucking shit on everyone.
Yeah, hopefully, you know, we can make these people, you know, we can make the fans hate these people more than they hate us, so we'll be okay.
Yeah,
something like that. Well, so like, what's with this? So Dr. Lupo has like the most liked comment here about cheating. So like, what? They're still cheating?
I mean, so yes, I think it's really it's not. There is an issue. It seems to come in waves with this game, where there's
I'm familiar with that.
There's a big rise in cheaters. They detect a bunch, then it's good for a while, then it picks up again. You know, sometimes it's awful, sometimes it doesn't feel that bad. I think that's a big problem in just FPS gaming in general right now.
It's nuts, man. Like
everyone seems
every
to be
game
with this.
It's every game. Like I remember PUBG added that shit, especially people playing from China with like 500 ms, and then like they're also aimbotting you. Oh my god.
Yeah, and then there was the Apex Legends thing where people hacked in the tournament. You know, Call of Duty's been riddled with it. So it doesn't. You know, there is a cheating problem in the game. For sure, undeniably. Sometimes it's worse, sometimes it's all right. But every game seems to be struggling with that. So I wouldn't directly pin it on them specifically.
I think that's fair. That's a pretty charitable thing to say. I can understand that.
If Activision or EA can't figure out the cheating problem, like, you know, it's probably tough to figure out right now.
So what do you think is going to happen? Like, now that this whole thing has happened and, you know, like the community seems to be absolutely apeshit about this.
Okay, so something just dropped.
Yeah.
Twitter dropped the community notes on the Battlestate Games tweet.
Yeah, I saw that. The PvE mode is not a unique feature, and it literally just links. Is this the Wikipedia link?
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw that.
Wikipedia downloadable content. Oh my god.
Man.
Wow.
Not looking good at all.
No.
Community notes doing a public service. That's great. Wow. So what do you think is gonna happen with the community now? Like, do you think like they're gonna roll it back? Do you think people are gonna trust them again? Like, what's your read on it?
I struggle to see them going back on this. Just as a company, they don't roll back things often. Whether even if it's a patch, they drop a patch and there's some issues with it. They very rarely even rolled back a patch that introduced some like game breaking stuff. So the precedent is kind of there for them to stick to their guns. But I think people are definitely upset. I think a lot of people aren't going to be buying this for sure. It sucks though, because the game is honestly, it's a good game. You know, it's fun to play.
What's
I love
fucked up about it is like,
but it's fucked up that I'm playing this game and I'm supporting this in some capacity now.
I watched the trailer and the game looked good. Like, I was like, oh wow, this is a lot of really cool stuff. Maybe I should try this out. And then I open up the webpage and it's $250.
Yeah.
I mean, and that's like, so, and there's no other way to get the single player gameplay unless you pay $250. Is that right?
No, that's it. You can't even, if you wanted to play like the co-op PvE mode with your friends, it's not a separate thing you can buy. It's only in the $250 edition.
That is amazing.
There is a mod for the game, like a single player mod that I've never played it. They've always said that you could get banned for playing it or something like that. People say it's great, so there is an alternative to it if you wanted to play it. So there's that. But yeah, if you wanted to play like the official whatever PvE mode that they added, the only way is to drop $250.
That is nuts. So like, and that's what's so crazy to me about this. It's like, how do you think that that's a reasonable price point? Because like, I just can't imagine, because I feel like having a PvE mode that's cheaper would probably get people to maybe try out the PvP. It should, if anything, be the opposite in my mind.
Yeah, well, how do you even come up? How do you even come up with this edition's $100 more than the other? Like, how are you quantifying the value there? You know?
Yeah, it's like
the
assuming
base game.
Yeah.
Let me check, but the base game's like $45 maybe.
Really? Okay. Yeah, people are saying it was 60,
if
but
you buy, it's 50 now. I think it used to be. I think it used to be. So the base game's $50. So for 5 times more money.
So it's a $150 game. Effectively, like for PvE.
Well, you can no. If you want the PvE co-op mode that they just added, it's $250.
Oh, sorry, no, I did the math wrong. So you're paying $200 extra just for PvE in that case,
and some other additional items in the game, etc. Yeah, but more or less, yeah.
Man, that is crazy. That is. You know, because there was a game that got announced recently, Star Wars Outlaws, and it had a deluxe, you know, Omega edition for $130. And I feel like that was like 2 weeks ago. And everybody was saying like, well, there's no way it's worse. Anything happens, it's worse than this.
Yeah.
And this is 2 weeks later and it's double.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God.
I remember, dude, buying Call of Duty with night vision goggles for like $100 back in the day. Remember?
Yes. And,
like,
and it was like, it was a little bit cheesy, but like, fuck it.
You get the RC car too.
Oh yeah,
drive around.
You get the whole thing. Like you get the remember the deluxe edition at GameStop, and like you pre-order it because they don't have that many boxes. It's like, oh yeah, we really need to pre-order this video game that's deluxe digital edition that you just download. Oh yeah, let's pay extra money to pre-order this shit. Dude, I don't know how it's happened. I have no clue.
It's gotten crazy, and you know I get like games have become so complex now. Like the cost of making these games and like the resources and just the manpower you have to put in to make them is probably exponentially increased.
It has,
you know, back 10 years ago. So I get it. Like the price of games and things has to go up, and they have to find creative ways to monetize them.
But $250.
There's a lot. There's good and bad ways to do that, and I think making a fun game for people to play, even if you charge some amount of money for it, and then you create content for it, you keep people playing and engaged, and you monetize through things that people want to buy to show off in the game or whatever. I don't really see a problem with that.
Well, they've got to make money somehow, right?
Yeah,
and I understand that. I try to be as fair as I can be. I mean, like, yes, we can sit here and act like boomers and be like, oh, back in my day, you just used to buy the game and you could play it offline and everything. Like, yeah, for sure we can do that. But yeah, I understand that too. And I think that's reasonable.
A $250 entry fee.
That's a lot of fucking money.
It's steep.
That's more than Disney World.
Yeah. You could charge a different price, or at least piece out the content, maybe, you know, like if you wanted this other PvE mode that they added, charge a price for it so someone can just buy that. There's better ways to do it. It's just a mess right now.
Yeah, it's so weird because like I'm sure a lot of people would want to try the PvE mode if it was like a smaller fee. Do you think that the community would have responded more positively towards this if this game mode and everything was included in the Edge of Darkness edition? Do you think any of this would have even really happened?
No. I mean,
so that's
people would meme the $250 price tag, but I think a lot of people, they feel like, you know, they've been jabbed because they were promised, you know, it literally says all subsequent DLC, and then they come out with this extra thing that's not included, and their response to it isn't, oh yeah, you know, we fucked up. It's no, this isn't DLC.
Yeah, it's not DLC. And you see these other guys, you see they're fucking copying our shit. Can you believe that?
Yeah. That's what I think that's really like what set people off.
Right.
Like having like maybe some pay to win shit in the game is, people would be mad about it, but I don't think there would have been this type of outrage.
It's like the insult to the intelligence of the customer.
Yeah, and it's
as
just
if we don't know what DLC is.
Yeah, and it's like, hey man, I bought you got people that 7 years ago dropped $150, and they're like, dude, I supported you when this game was like bare bones, nothing, and you know, I've been with you all the way on this, and then you're trying to milk me for more money.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, like shit, $150 7 years ago might almost be $250 now.
Shit.
So it's like now they're paying 500.
Probably two something with the way things are going now.
It's nuts, man. And like, I'm always amazed whenever I see a company do something like this, because it just seems like it's such an obvious, ridiculous decision to make. It's like, how do you do something like this and think that there won't be a huge backlash? And I think especially like, if any community can like effectively protest this, I think it could maybe be Escape from Tarkov, because of how like dedicated the fan base is. It's like if they put something like this into Candy Crush, there's no way you're going to be able to do anything about it.
I mean, it's not even. I mean, what is the Candy Crush community? I have no idea.
Yeah, it's the people that stay home all day.
Yeah, and I mean all the
stay-at-home moms,
the big streamers on the game, like everyone's like, no, I'm not buying this shit. Fuck that. Like,
so like nobody, and like, so is that really the case where like nobody's even really paying attention to this or like playing it at all?
I mean, we're people are playing it. Like again, like I don't want to stop playing the game because
it's like, weird, right? Yeah,
because I like the game. I have fun with it. It's like there's not a replacement for it yet. So it's a weird pickle to be in.
So it's like I understand.
Some people bought the edition just to like see what all this stuff is and to check out the mode, and like so we can actually make an informed decision on it. So a content creator that bought it to be like, all right, what's the deal with this? Why is this $250?
Oh, I've done this myself. For sure.
To show people like, all right, if you're gonna be dropping $250, here's what you're gonna get.
I think that's very fair. I mean,
I wouldn't get mad at anyone for doing that. Yeah, like there's a real thing, but we've seen it all now. I'm not buying it. Fuck no. I'm not.
That's
doing
it. You're done.
Yeah,
but you don't want to quit the game because you love the game.
No,
it's got a unique type of gameplay, but it's like this is just some really rat shit.
Like if I continue to play the game, that's one thing, but I won't be supporting this type of practice of monetization.
What do you think players should do? Like, do you think that they should stop playing if they believe it? Is it like a decision that you think that, it's like everybody makes their own decision?
So the weird thing is,
with that?
If you play the game, you've already bought it. Like
that's a good point. Yeah,
they've already got your money. So like, playing it more, is it wrong to do? Like probably not, but like maybe
fair.
Don't buy into the new stuff that they add because like, you've already paid for it. Like. Why just throw it away and waste your money at that point?
Very fair. I think that's a really good take.
If anything, if you wanted, you're just running up their server costs, maybe.
Yeah. So it's like, now you have to keep playing it, right?
Yeah,
to punish them.
Leave it open 24/7.
Right. Yeah. Stay on the server. And I feel like a lot of it is like pretty shady. But the changing the dialogue for the pre-order upgrade and not even saying that you're updating it, I think that's on another level, man. Like that's something that I think they should at least take some accountability for and at least like just be like, yeah, we did this, we're sorry, or something like that.
Yeah, and again, it's tough to say who did. I don't know who runs the website or who does that, or if this was like everyone sat down at a table somewhere and they're like, all right, how are we going to get out of this? We're gonna go in and change the definitions of these things retroactively. So I don't want to make any like hard statements about that, but when I saw it, I was like, hold on, man, what just happened? Like what's going on? Why are we changing this stuff?
Yeah, and I think especially whenever it's being changed in a way that's like very non-advantageous to the customer. I feel like that's what really gets people's alarm bells ringing. You know, I think that's pretty fair. Especially, like the price of gaming is going up so much. I mean, I feel like $250, I would say it's a new low, but it's actually a new high.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I can't really think of just buying an edition of a game that's that much money. I mean, you can drop, thousands on in-game purchases.
Bullshit mobile games, yeah, sure.
Yeah, but I mean, this is uncharted territory almost.
Well, what do you hope they do? The developers.
When I did like a short stream in the morning,
sure,
when this dropped, and when I ended off, I said, I hope they go you know, they take a moment here and they step back and they say, hey, everyone's mad at us. What are we going to do about this? How can we, you know, make this right with the player base? And I was hoping that they would just, you know, come back with some statement and or at least, like we said before, say, hey, we hear you. We're gonna take some time and look into this. Like, please be patient. We hear you though. And they've like, I ended my stream. I went to go work out, and I was on Twitter, and I was seeing them
just
post the thing about Arena Breakout and everything. I'm like, holy shit!
I gotta go live again.
They're going in on it. I was like, I did not expect that. I thought, you know, if there was something that would make them take a step back and analyze, like, all right, we fucked up. Like, people are mad. You know, like, where did we go wrong?
It's just completely tone deaf.
Maybe they're doing that right now. I certainly hope so.
Oh, I'm sure they are, realistically.
Yeah, but right now it's crazy. I mean, people are pissed.
What a circus. Yeah, people are telling me the conversion rates. They're saying it's $350 in Canadian dollars.
Oh, I mean, yeah,
$329 in euros.
It's $250 USD. I mean,
right.
if you're in like Australia, what is that in?
Nearly 400 kangaroo dollars, somebody says in my chat. Oh my fucking god. Well, let me see.
383 Australian dollars.
Let me see.
250 USD is 383.26.
Oh my god.
383 Australian dollars.
Oh my god, that is crazy.
Someone just said it's what, 430 Australian after tax. Oh.
430
after tax.
Bro, like, I bought a car for like $500 before. Like, we're getting dangerously close to a video game being the price of a car. This is this is a real situation.
You wouldn't download a car, would you?
I mean, shit. This is crazy. I just can't. No, now you can, I guess. Yeah, now you can. Give it a couple more years and you'll be able to download a car.
Oh yeah.
Oh my god. Well, I mean, shit, man. I do hope that they fix it. I really do. And I want to say thanks a lot for coming on. And, you know, like, I think you represent the community so well. Like, you're probably, especially in terms of all of the controversies and things that I've seen, I think that you have, like, really good takes on this, and you're very measured. And I appreciate that a lot. I respect that.
I respect you as well, man. Big fan, by the way.
Hey, man, I appreciate it.
I always like hearing your takes on stuff. So, you know, it's an unfortunate thing to happen, but, you know, maybe if this is getting so much attention, companies see this and they're like, all right, hold on, we don't want to pull one of these. Let's, you know, if we're thinking about getting crazy with some of the purchases.
Yeah, it sets an example.
You know, let's stand back and go, all right, we don't want this to blow up, and we don't want to be on Forbes and articles about this. Like, let's think about this for a moment.
Yeah, I saw one of those went out about Escape from Tarkov pretty recently, I'm pretty sure. Yeah,
there's something on Forbes and PC Gamer, and it's going all over.
What a disaster, man.
Yeah.
Well, I do really appreciate you coming on and talking about it. I'll probably, you know, wrap everything up with my chat, and then, you know, probably follow up with this tomorrow, see where things go. Hopefully, hopefully better, right?
I hope so, but only time will tell.
Absolutely, man. Well, anyway, it was really good meeting you and talking with you. And thanks a lot.
A pleasure, man. Thank you as well.
See you later, man. Peace.
Take it easy.
What a good dude. Yeah, I really like him. He's great. Yeah, it was actually like kind of shocking. Like, I feel like because like I think about myself, it's like, bro, if you put a $250 version of a game in a game that I played, bro, I would be mauling so hard. And I like super hard respect the fact that he didn't pop the fuck off about it. And he was like still like very reasonable. Like it's like, I can't imagine that, bro. I would be exploding. It's like, y'all remember y'all saw the salt, and that was over a $25 mount. So yeah, I mean, that was good. And again, like anybody from Escape from Tarkov, like you know, like this sucks, guys. Like this fucking sucks. And I hope this, you know, I hope that there's a resolution for this, because this is totally fucking unfair. It's ridiculous. They scammed you, in my opinion. I mean, you change this, you say it's future DLCs, people buy it under that pretense, and then you change the wording. Geez, dude. You know, it's one of those things. So yeah, imagine $250, paying $250 for a beta. Yeah, there you go. How much money have you spent on WoW? Yeah, but how much money have I had to spend on WoW? That's the difference, right? $250 is a full month salary in some countries like Lebanon and Egypt. Well, I mean, I'm sure they have some regional pricing, right? Do they have regional pricing? I don't know. Yeah, I have no idea. Well, madam, yeah. No? Okay, so then it's a full salary. Wow, okay. They don't. It's going to be funny reading all the people defending the scam in the YouTube comments. I feel like this is so bad. You can't, because it's like they change this. I mean, this is they change the words. I mean, how can you possibly say this isn't a problem? Like, that is crazy to me, man. You can check the regional price on SteamDB. Oh yeah. You know what? I do know that because I remember that whenever they blocked the Coffin of Andy and Laley in Australia, I did know that. And you're forgetting how dumb people are. Well, I think what happens, this is probably what happens, is that somebody is already $150 deep into the game, or they've also bought microtransactions. They're 2,000 hours deep into the game, and maybe they've already bought the $250 thing. And then it's on Steam. Oh, good point. And so like they've done all of this, and like now, I mean, like, let's be real. It's like what I said with fucking Star Rail, right? They are literally invested in this game. Like they're like hundreds of dollars into this game. So like they don't want to like step back and say, hey, maybe I was goofing around a little bit, because this is like such a huge amount of money that they've invested in. It's a bit more. Yeah, exactly. There's a lot of 2K Andes. People can write off another $100. The only money coming as hackers buying new copies, honestly. Well, I mean, like, yeah, but you've always got new people that are coming into Tarkov. Like, any game that has a consistent core player base, that means that they're having a lot of new players coming in. And it's the same with, like, almost any game. Like, your game begins to die whenever, and it's simple, it's like cells, or like like a person's body, right? Your body begins to break down when cells break down at a faster rate than they're replenishing themselves. Very, very simple. Such a simple concept. So I feel like Escape from Tarkov has maintained a player base, which means that they are having new players come in. I feel like it's guaranteed, isn't it? Look at Star Citizen. Many people spend a lot of money on a new ship with no problem. What's the difference between this and Star Citizen? I mean, like, I don't know. I think it's also like, let me think. Yeah, what is the difference? Like, it's a scam. It's a physician. Escape from Tarkov has gameplay, funding a tech demo, longevity. Yeah, I really don't know. And also, like, a lot of people have criticized Star Citizen, right? I mean, like, scam citizen is pretty popular thing to say. So I can't really go and act like this is some sort of like unique thing that Escape from Tarkov is dealing with. I feel like a lot of companies that do something like this are, are getting shit on, basically. So yeah, that's at least like that's what I think about it. Star Citizen didn't promise all the shit for free and then charge them for it. Yeah, I think that actually might be the big difference. I would say myself, but yeah, I do really hope that the players can get at least some degree of I don't know what the word is for it. Like I think retribution is a little bit too much, right? Restitution. How about that? A little bit, a little bit dialed down. Yeah. Do you think a submodel for a newer game would work like it did for WoW? It's really hard to say. Yeah, with account bundles, there's a ban wave. The devs launch a bundle discount, which is clearly bought by cheaters, so it's like an international money glitch with cheaters. Maybe that's the case. I don't know how valid something like that would be, but I could see why people would believe it for sure. I mean, that it's crazy. I hope that they can effectively boycott this and actually create a change, because I feel like a lot of times this happens and then no real change happens, lies, spits into place, and like people just end up coming back to it and letting it happen. And I do really hope that people can actually push back against this. They've always done a ban wave, then instantly do a mass sale every time. Super annoying. That is kind of funny. Yeah, it's like how you know what you're doing. It's a massive fuck you to the player base who are passionate for the game. I feel like, and like maybe this is just stupid because like I don't really know a lot about the game, but this is the way it feels. It feels like Escape from Tarkov is the path of exile of FPS games. Where it's like, this is the game that like if you want to be like a super in-depth player and you love like tons and tons and tons of complexity and like detail and like, you know, I guess, you know, at least for this is the same for PoE, right? But like for Escape from Tarkov, like realism, like this is where you go to get that experience, right? The Dark Souls of shooters. Oh, that's good. I like that. Yeah, nobody's used that before. So it's like, I imagine if they did something like this to PoE, like what like a parallel for that would be. I mean, like the PoE Reddit goes on fire, you know, if the servers are down for 5 hours on the server, on the new league, right? So like, I mean, I'm pretty sure that if this happened in PoE, it would burn down all of Reddit. So yeah, like Chris Wilson would have to, instead of write a manifesto, he'd have to write a book. So yeah, I mean, I see this happen, and I think about other communities that it could have happened to, and it's nuts, man.